it's important to talk. Let's have a chat about that. But before we delve into it, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Ghazala at the Heart and Soul Cafe. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're here for the first time, then you're very, very welcome. So it's important to talk. Why? Why is it important to talk? We'll have a look at that. We'll also have a look at why people think that it's not important to talk. There's lots of people that, and I've heard this, myself during my mental health training when I deliver mental health, some people say, well, why is it important to talk? Me explaining myself to somebody or sharing my struggles isn't going to make my struggles go away. They're still going to be there. It's not going to change my situation in any way. So why am I doing that? Why am I sharing? Why is that important? Well, the thing is that when you do share, when you do talk about something, there's a few things that happen. For one thing, the first thing that happens is it gets whatever it is in here out in the open. And it might be the first time that you're actually hearing it out loud yourself. Okay. That in a way has a sort of a shifting. It can put things into perspective. It can sometimes even make you think, well, yeah, I'm actually thinking that, aren't I? I'm actually feeling that way, aren't I? And it has a way of, something that's just, those ruminating thoughts in your head might have been going on for quite some time, but you're not actually acknowledging them. And by saying something out loud does acknowledge. It helps you acknowledge. You're sharing it with somebody else. They might then paraphrase that to you. Oh, so you mean that you feel such and such and such and such? And then you hear it from someone else's mouth for the first time and you think, yeah, actually, that is how I'm feeling, isn't it? And when the person maybe says something like, well, you know that there's help out there, don't you? You don't have to struggle along with this on your own. And you might think, yeah, I just thought that it was how everyone else is thinking and how everyone else feels. And you come to realize, well, it's not necessarily how everyone else is thinking. And it's not, the norm to feel the way that you might be feeling. So it can do that. It can also help you compartmentalize things. So, you might be ruminating, thinking about, these negative ruminating thoughts or pressure that you're putting on yourself about things that you need to do that might need to be done by the end of next week. Then why are we thinking and worrying about it and stressing over that now? And to say something out loud might help you compartmentalize things. Yeah. So it lifts a burden. It can be enlightening and lightening. Sort of lighten the load, and it might be enlightening in that you might have that, sort of that moment of that light bulb moment, if you like, where you sort of think, oh, hang on, I'm actually thinking and feeling this way. I'm maybe sort of stuck in a rut, here, a mental rut. And you sort of think, well, do I really need to be worrying about this? Is that so bad? Actually, is that so bad? Now that I'm actually, sort of listening to myself, saying those words, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe I could think about it this way. Maybe I could think about it that way. So it helps to sort of process, go through things, almost like a checklist thing. Do I need to be thinking about this way? Maybe I could look at it from a different perspective. And that other person that's listening to you might suggest another way to think about something that you hadn't really thought of. Because don't forget, when you're in that place, when you're in a place of, oh, this is all too much, you might feel overwhelmed, you might be feeling angry about something, you might be feeling upset about something, you might be feeling, level of depression perhaps. When you're in that place, your rational thinking perhaps is a little bit undermined. It might not be functioning quite the way, it usually does. So to sort of speak to somebody else then can help put things into perspective, as I say, compartmentalize. Also, someone might suggest something to you, oh, when I feel this way, I try this, 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 this. And you think, oh, that's a really good idea. And it might be just something quite simple, like, for example, journalizing or writing a priority list or, saying things out loud to you that are positive, when you're feeling low. So it could be sort of things that you think, oh, that sounds a bit trivial, that sounds a bit simple, that sounds, why didn't I think of that? Well, again, when you're in that place, you don't always think, in the way that you normally would. So in those times, it might be difficult then to put, to sort of put things into place yourself. You might just need a little bit of a suggestion from somebody else, perhaps. And it's not a sign of weakness, to talk to someone, and see the importance of talking. It's not that, I can't deal with this and now I've got to go and share it with somebody else, because I can't deal with it. I'm not strong enough to deal with it. It's not a matter of being strong or, brave and just, soldiering on through things. It's not that. It's, to ask for help or to, to talk or to share it with somebody isn't, you showing your vulnerability. It's showing that you're human and that all humans can struggle sometimes. We all struggle sometimes. We're not programmed robots to sort of behave and deal with life in a certain way. We can all struggle sometimes. And the importance of talking means that I am relating with you, you are relating with me. And we're giving that message that we can all struggle sometimes. We're just human beings at the end of the day. And, life can sometimes be difficult. And, someone else might have experienced something similar to what you're experiencing, and they might have, come out the other side, if you like. And if they have successfully, then they might have something that they can share with you, some sort of self-help strategies or some techniques that, you may not have thought about. So, the importance of talking is something that we really do need to think about. And when you are doing that, to give it the importance it deserves. So not, doing other things and just having a chat. We're not talking about sort of trivial chats. We're talking about really the importance of communicating from one human being to another. The importance of that. It's invaluable. There's so many things that you may be just assuming about the other person. Oh, why did they say this about me? Or why did they say, what did they mean by that? What did they mean? And you could be thinking all sorts of things, making up all these stories about what they meant by what they said. And it might have just been a trivial comment that they, delivered and then walked away from, didn't even give it a second thought. And you might be, building up all this narrative around it, which might be completely untrue, completely, fabricated, or whatever you might want to call it. But, something that just isn't. But if you were to have a chat about it, then things could be brought out into the open, couldn't they? Because you've discussed it. And that is a good thing. So to talk is very important. And we might think, maybe some other time. But, now might be the right time. So do take those opportunities when you're around somebody who is a good listener, know that it's not going to judge you or, try and fix you or try and assume things about you and just put words in your mouth or finish your sentences for you, that person, then you want to talk. If you feel that you're carrying something, then that's a good opportunity to talk. And we don't always have those friends. So if you do have that friend, you want to cherish that. Okay. So the importance of talking, I don't think I can express enough how important it actually is. So do think about that. I hope you found the content of this video helpful. Please do share, please do like, subscribe, comment, and thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, look after your hearts and souls. Thank you.